Alrighty, so we're gonna get started. Looks like everybody's super excited to make some new friends this fall, learn more about their majors. My name is Bridget. I'm the Assistant Director of International Enrollment here at Niagara University. We are so excited to tell you more about Canvas, your digital classroom today. I am joined by two experts in our university today. Val is a member of our IT department, and I'll kind of let her tell you guys what she does here.
Hi, that is Bridget said I work in the IT department. I'm the web application developer. So if you were here a few months ago when you learned MyNU, I programmed the background of MyNU, so I know the ins and outs of that. And I also teach in the CIS department. So if you're a CIS major, you will have me sometime in the near future.
Awesome. Thanks, Val. And another person joining us today is someone you might recognize, one of your orientation leaders, Becca Roman. She will be kind of guiding us through Canvas today because when I was a student here, I didn't have all the fun virtual links to click. So she'll be guiding us through Canvas today, and then we'll be all set and wrap up and answer any questions that you have at the end. This is for you guys. We are recording this entire event, so if we move at a pace that you might think is a little bit too fast, feel free to use the link that I'll be providing all of you with after the event as well, to check back and learn more about Canvas and things like that too. Just some housekeeping things. We're moving at your comfort level, so if you're comfy sharing your face and turning on your camera, you definitely can. But if you have any questions or things like that, you can pop them either in the chat or unmute yourself at the end while we have a little Q&A time. But the only thing we really do mainly ask is that while Becca and Val are presenting today, whoa, my brain died for a second, is if you remain muted, just so everybody can hear what they're sharing with us and everything like that too. So with that said, Becca, you want to take it away?
Yeah, sure.
Awesome.
Alrighty. So as Bridget mentioned, Canvas is kind of just like your hub here on campus for all of your academic things. I have gone through 2 years already, so mine will be a little more full than yours. You can see that these are all of the courses that I've taken, as well as a couple clubs and extra things. This dashboard here is kind of your main surface here. You can find all of your classes. The best way that you can organize them is by colors. So you do have a lot of different options here, as well as you can move them to a specific order that you would like. So I know I rearrange mine every single semester so that they're organized by the courses I'm currently taking as you add more. So first off, I have my fall 2019s towards the bottom, my spring 2020s, and moving all the way up into 2021, with so far my first 2 classes in Canvas for this fall semester. Anything that you guys think I should add? Alrighty. So then here on the left is kind of your directory here. You have your courses, which is just more of a list format. They are organized alphabetically rather than by your subject or your semester. So it is a little bit more difficult to find. You also have your groups. Some professors use them more than others. I've only had one professor use them so far in my time. So these are the groups that I was in for that class. Your calendar, where you can see a lot of different dates that you'll find. Currently, mine for the month of August is blank, but as the semester goes and more subjects are adding to-do lists and assignments, you will see them pop up. So if I go into September, still nothing. So hopefully my September is a little easy to start. But as I move through October, you can see I have these 2 subjects, 2 assignments waiting to do for my education course this fall. Then you have your inbox here. These are all of the emails that come from your professors directly through Canvas. So my last one was end of semester information for my linear algebra class about our final exam and the best way to prepare for it. And if we had any questions, I was able to directly respond back to my professor. Anything you guys want to add at this point? Alrighty. Alrighty, so then moving back into the dashboard here, On the left, you also have your history, so just previous course homes that you've accessed recently, as well as specifically for education majors, you will have this chalk and wire section. Chalk and wire is a program that we use to keep some of your common course assignments, is what they're called, in a specific file, so that at the end of your 4 years, you are able to go back and review this information and present it in an interview and be like, hey, this is the work that I've done with students. Here are some reasonings behind it. Anything you want to add, Bridget, as a former avid user of chalk and wire?
No, you're killing it. Keep going.
All righty. And then just moving back into this dashboard here, some of the different things that you can do with Canvas. I'm going to go down and find my Calculus 3 class, because this is probably one of the classes I used Canvas the most for. So you can see you have this home here. They'll separate it by certain things. So your syllabus, which is very important to keep track of. I checked it almost bi-weekly for every single class just to make sure I was keeping up with my due dates. All of my homeworks, both the PDF assignment of it as well as the submission of it. And then finally, you have your quizzes. And then when we unfortunately had to move online, my professor started posting lectures. So these were different topics that we would do throughout the day with different notes, as well as additional videos to help us with the material, and even our in-class tests, in-class assignments, and even sometimes our classes were online. We had an online day occasionally, so he would post the videos here as well, which was all super helpful. I could look back on it throughout the semester, and I truly had all this information. What's also great is something's a little bulky, like all of these quizzes, you can close them up, so it is a little easier to find things rather than having too many assignments every single day. Also, in a general class, you have announcements. So these are just your quick little blurbs. If something needs to be done quickly or a professor needs to cancel class last minute, they'll most likely post them in the announcements. And you can also have your Canvas set up to where you get these announcements emailed to you as well. Anything to add at this point? All right. And then obviously what's most important in college, you are here to learn, you are here to do well, is your grades. So these are all of my grades from the semester. You have the homeworks, quizzes, they're all in here by points. Other than just keeping the points together, you can actually see how well you did in comparison with your class. So if you click the checkbox here, you can see this little box and whisker chart here about how well people did. Here I scored about a little bit above the mean, so I did kind of well, but some people still did better than me, things like that. You can see some of these quizzes here. You can have it available for all of these different take-home tests. This time I did a little worse than the mean, but I still was the lowest score, so I'm still doing okay in comparison to the rest of my class. So if you ever feel like you never did well, this is a good thing to check and be like, hey, maybe I'm not actually the lowest one, or I'm on track with my class and everything's okay.
And just one thing to add for this, also, if your teacher posts assignments that are going to be due in the future, if you want to get a certain grade, you can also type it in to be able to see what you have to get to be able to maintain your grade, or be able to see what you need to do if you want to get your grades better.
Yeah, Becca, do you want to show them, like, maybe if you want to see what your average would be if you got it maybe like a 10 instead of like 16 on quiz B? How do you find out what your average would be?
Let's see. So in this class, I actually, not a 1610, I had a 90 overall. So I did pretty well. I liked calculus. You know, I had fun. All right, so this is my what if score. It actually only dropped down to an 89. So a little bit of a loss, but still not too bad. You know, still an A minus, B plus. I'm good with that. I like math. I'm pretty good at it.
That feature really does come in handy when it gets close to finals time. So if you're stressing about any grades or things like that, to kind of relieve some pressure, that's always a really good feature to have and take advantage of during finals week.
And then I know, at least for me, so all of my assignments, I would be able to post through your home. I would go here, I'd find my homework. This is where I had to submit homework 1 out of 14 points. What I did, since math is a very pen and paper major, I was kind of struggling this past year, kind of what was the best way to submit my work? Was it best to like type it all out in a Word document? I do like writing pen and paper. So was it best for me to kind of write that space out and do the work myself, take my pencil and be able to erase my mistakes and everything like that? So my Calc 3 professor actually told me about this app. It's called Cam Scanner. And what it does is it directly relates you take a picture of your file and you are able to convert it to a PDF very easily. I know I've had issues with some pictures on Canvas occasionally where it's not accepting the certain type of document, but 99% of the time, those professors are accepting PDFs, or sometimes teachers specifically want PDFs rather than Word files. So this was a nice, easy app I used. I'm going to stop sharing for just 1 second because my tab is underneath the recorder here that I need to get to. So if I pull it up here, let me share again. All right. And then so this app, Cam Scanner, you're able to convert your pen and paper assignments into PDFs super easily. So you open up the app. I always suggest having it in batch mode here. That way you're able to take multiple pictures at a time. I found this little brochure in the admissions office today, and I was like, is it NU? Absolutely, it definitely was for me. You have your pictures. On the crop feature, sometimes it knows exactly where those borders are and it'll automatically crop it for you like it did for me. You're able to click the check at the bottom, share PDF, and then email it directly to yourself. So this was my way to get it from my phone to my computer, just because I like to have my documents right with me on my computer. All right, so then from there, let's see, let me pull this up. I'd go to my email, go to my inbox. Here it is, my right to myself. I'm able to download it right in here, download it from here, and then I'm able to save it. Just is it on you? Save. My home Wi-Fi is being a little slow today, unfortunately. But then from here, let's see. Alrighty. So from here in my files, I'm able to go back to Canvas, go into, say, my Prob and Stats 2 course, go into assignments, upload homework 3. And then in here, right now it's a new attempt since I've already submitted it, upload a file of that name, and you are able to submit your document in PDF form, which some professors definitely prefer. And then Bridget, if you want to switch over kind of to the app things, I think that's a lot of what I had on the Canvas website.
Yeah, thanks, Becca. So one of the things I learned way too late, I was telling Val and Becca earlier, is that there's actually a Canvas app. So if you go into if you have either Apple or Android, it's available on both. Just find the little video here so I can show it to you guys. I'll share my screen real quick. Super nice and simple. But basically I just went to my app store, I searched for Canvas, and you're going to download Canvas Student. Give that a second to load. And then it'll ask you to enter what university you attend and things like that too. And then you'll just log in using your Purple Pass login. So mine was already in there. You're going to allow your notifications. And then it'll bring you right to your dashboard that you can find on here too. So there's a bunch of different ways that you can make it look. You can show you grades. So if you want to just take a quick peek at your grades, you want to change the colors and things like that, you can do that too. And then it has the same resources as the website does, just in the mobile form. So you can access your syllabus there. You can access, I believe, your grades. So you can see all of your assignments and things like that too. I'm not sure. I think you can still do the what if scores. So you can see your box and whisker and things like that too. So if you're stressed about a test or anything, you can check and see that. You can still see all the comments that your professor makes and everything like that as well. See what else I click on here. You can view everything, and I believe I go back. Okay, so notifications. This is big too. I always did pretty much everything to my phone, and then I would do usually a weekly email update. So Canvas will email me, here are your assignments for the week. Here are the grades that were posted. As you can see, I always wanted to know how I was doing in my academics. So my phone was always giving me alerts. Big one is when grades are posted. So make sure you definitely have that notification on, because you'll get texts from all your friends saying, test 2 is up, let's see how we did, things like that as well. So that's basically a quick overview of the app. Definitely recommend. You can even download it today, right after this webinar, and you can explore it. Maybe some of your classes are posted. Maybe your professors are really on top of things. They've already posted some assignments. You can check out some readings and things like that too. But that's a really, really great resource, especially if you're working from home, or maybe you have the document saved to your phone and you just want to upload it using your phone. That's always great as well. So thank you, Becca. That was really awesome. Does anyone have any questions that they have for Becca and Val leading up to the use of Canvas, relating to your digital classroom or anything like that? Val, is there anything that you want to add that we may have missed?
The only thing I will mention though is you will see that the Canvas course will look different from professor to professor. So yeah, so Rebecca had a really good math professor and very well organized. Some might not be as organized. I just want to let you know that the information will still be in there. It's just not be the exact course that we displayed to you today. And then the other question as a professor that I always get is, did you receive it? Did you submit it? So when we release this, you'll be able to see that when Rebecca was showing your class, in that top right corner, it says submitted file. If you see that it says submitted file and you click on it and you open it and it opens fine, so does the professor. So you don't have to worry about every time you submit it if it actually uploads. Always are able to check yourself. So
I would recommend you double check. I have submitted half blank pieces of paper because it didn't submit fully, but my professors knew me well enough and knew the work that I did and was like, hey, you did only submit half of this. Is there, you have a little bit of time to finish it? Did you finish it? And you just need to upload something else. So you still want to make that good relationship with your professor, because if they know you and they know you will put in the work, oftentimes they'll know it was just a mistake.
Yes, having a relationship with professors is always a bonus. And the one question that I learned too when I went away to college is, what time is this due? So whenever you submit something, there's going to be a timestamp. So if it's due at midnight and you hand something in at 11:59, you get that rush. It's technically still on time, so that's good too. But every once in a while, you have that professor and be like, this is due at 1:40 in the afternoon. I'm not accepting anything at 1:41. So that was a new question that I always like to share with students too. Anything else? I don't see any questions. Alrighty. Well, I think that wraps up for, oh, we have a hand up. Hi, Mina.
Hi, I wanted to know, do we manually have to join the classes, or are we automatically enrolled in them? Because I only have one right now.
Okay, cool. Val, do you want to answer that question?
You will automatically be enrolled in your courses. You do not have to do anything. Currently, the professors have the ability to publish and unpublish courses. So the majority of your classes probably will not be published into Canvas until probably about a week before classes, because the professors are uploading the material and creating the schedules right now. So don't fret if you go on and you don't see any of your courses yet. You are enrolled in them, so you don't have to worry, but they will show as your teachers start publishing them to campus.
Thank you.
Good questions. Keep them coming. Where can you find how many credits you have? That's a great question, Alex. That's going to be on your web advisor, usually. I usually use my degree audit, so there'll be academic sections on your web advisor. You access this. I always just click the link on my MyNU, and then I clicked degree audit, and then continue, and then it'll list out all the classes that you have and things like that too. If you have big concerns on what maybe you transfer credits over and things like that, that's going to be more through your advisor, and they'll be able to guide you through what classes you need to take and everything like that. Sebastian has a good question. Will professors usually communicate what format they want the assignments to be in? Becca, do you want to answer that?
Normally they are. I know this past semester I had a professor who did not really use Canvas. He only really posted our readings on it, but all of our tests were pen and paper. And our papers he actually wanted specifically printed out, which wasn't very typical of the times. So 9 times, like if it doesn't say it on their syllabus, they will typically ask for it in a specific way when they present the assignment to you. And if there is any confusion, you can always ask. They are always willing to help you and eliminate any ways that you could lose any points if that's part of the grade.
Yes. Thanks, Becca. I know she mentioned the syllabus. The first couple weeks of classes, or the first full week, is what students usually call syllabus week. So that's when you first arrive in the class, and pretty much your professor, either they just set your syllabus down in front of you and they start teaching their first lesson, or they talk through their syllabus with you. This is where you start learning what your professor's pet peeves are, what form of document that they want all of the assignments submitted, all their class policies and things like that too. So if you have any doubts, usually students go to their syllabus, and then if they for some reason can't find what the professor expects, you can always send a quick email to your professor and they can let you know what they want. So all good questions. Any other questions at all? Val, did you have something to add?
I was gonna say, from the professor aspect in Canvas, we choose like the document that you can submit through Canvas. So, as I said earlier, I'm a CIS professor. I do a lot of websites. So, I'll mark it that you have to submit like a URL. If I do have like a document or something, I check on there. So when you do look at it, you'll see the acceptable document. So if I say, okay, I accept PDF, Word documents, it should be listed in your assignment with, all the other instructions for your work.
Cool. Thanks, Val. Any final thoughts or anything before we wrap up today? Cool. Awesome. So thank you all so much for joining us today. This, like I mentioned earlier, this session was recorded, so I'll be sure to share it with all of you once we have it all set and a link all set, so you guys can access it, review it. If you have any questions, maybe you're having a little moment and you want to check it during the start of the school year and things like that too. But we're all here for you to support you. We're so excited to see you guys on campus in just under 10 days now. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to admissions at any time. We'll be more than happy to point you in the right direction, but I know that you already have some really great contacts with OLs like Becca. So we are so excited to have you here this fall. With that said, I hope you guys have a great rest of your night, and we look forward to seeing you here soon. Bye, everyone.